Okay, one of the last parts I bought, one of the last major components you need for your computer system is the RAM, and I picked this RAM mostly because it was cheap and on sale at the time, to be honest. I needed 8 gigabytes of memory, and this fit the bill with what I needed, which was 1600 megahertz and DDR3 for my motherboard. I looked up some of the specs, and Patriot memory in this particular model runs decently, so at the price I got it for, what the heck. I think I paid about $30 for this after incentives. Okay, now I'll open this and show you what the RAM stick looks like. You can mostly see it through the box right there, but I'll take it out and give you a quick peek. That's what they look like there. Might need to use something else to open it. Let's see. Nope. Some of the newer RAM became more interesting looking. Like before, they were just chips and that was it. But a lot of companies have decided to make it look more flashy and glossy and interesting, Patriot being one of them. And honestly, it does help with wanting to choose which one you're going for in the end. Unfortunately, I can't read this right now. I can't get this to focus on this properly, but it just gives me more specs and everything as far as the timing of the memory and everything else goes. And that's about it. I'll show you how to pop this into the motherboard. It's actually very simple. Memory very often comes in pairs, almost always comes in pairs. Sometimes you'll get 4 of them for a larger kit, but it's almost always you buy it in 2. In this case, I bought 2 4-gig sticks to make 8 gigs, and that's how they come. And your motherboard will very often have 4 memory slots, and it'll list it sometimes either on the side of the memory or on top of it in this case, where it says DDR3 1, 2, 3, and 4, letting me know that this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you're going to put the memory in, you generally want to check your motherboard manual real quick and look for installing memory just to see how it discusses, and you unfortunately probably can't read this, but it says channel A is DDR3 port 2 and DDR3 port 4. And that's what I'm going to use is channel A. And there's also channel B, which is DDR3 port 1 and DDR3 port 3. So basically, it's just telling me if I want channel A. There is no real difference between using channel A and channel B. It's just that they're separated channels. So I'm going to use basically the blue ones because this is 2 and this is 4. So as far as installing the memory goes, you can look at the memory and see that it's notched in a particular spot, and you can see the motherboard and it's notched in a particular spot. So I have to flip this to match that, and then you can slide it right in to where it belongs and just push it in, and as you do, the other pieces will align with it. Oh, this one's a little harder to get out. So once again, looking at the notch, and you have to open up the clip to make sure that it'll fit properly. Hold the motherboard in place. And this one's being stubborn. There we go. So now at this point, everything's good to go. I've got the processor, the memory, and everything's ready to be powered on, or plugged in and powered on. With some motherboards, there will be a button on the board so that if it has power, you can push the power button and it turns on. This isn't the case, unfortunately, with this one because it's an MATX board and there isn't space for it. That being said, it's no big deal. Once you have everything plugged in, you can just hit the power button on the actual case and it'll turn on.